We don't have the foggiest idea what Hyundai's planned division had for breakfast when they formed the new, strikingly square-shaped look of the 2024 St. Nick Fe. However, we trust there's a greater amount of it on that smorgasbord. The new St. Nick Fe is as ridiculously not the same as the old model as granola is from fried eggs. The enhanced one acquires a third column, with more back freight space and legroom. The St. Nick Fe's new expansion is to draw in outdoorsy people, which is the reason the new SUV is worked to oblige roof tents, and for what reason its wide rear end permits bigger experience gear. The St. Nick Fe is fueled by a turbocharged 277 HP 2.5-liter inline-4 with an 8-speed double-grasp program transmission. There's likewise a St. Nick Fe half-breed, however we survey that model separately. If you can't as of now tell by simply looking, the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe is a boundlessly unique SUV from last year's model. The emotional change results from both an all-new inside and rethought outside plan. The St. Nick Fe's wheelbase has been expanded, its front shade has diminished, and since it has 3 columns of seating, there's definitely more space to pull travelers than previously. The new St. Nick Fe goes marked down in spring 2024. The new St. Nick Fe's striking look is joined by a huge expansion in beginning cost from the maturing Active model. Indeed, even with the cost rise, we anticipate that the St. Nick Fe should stay more reasonable than the bigger 3-column Hyundai Palisade. Among the St. Nick Fe's accessible trims, the SEL is the best worth, offering good-to-have highlights like warmed front seats, installed Wi-Fi, and remote cell phone charging without supporting the cost too much. Under the hood of each non-hybrid Hyundai St. Nick Fe is a turbocharged 277 HP 2.5-liter inline-4 motor. Front-wheel drive and an 8-speed double-grasp programmed are standard, and all-wheel drive is discretionary. Speed increase is satisfactory for a SUV of this size, and the Super 4 works discreetly much of the time, speaking up just under weighty choke. Ride solace is the need here, and the St. Nick Fe conveys a lot of it. Taking care of isn't athletic, yet most 3-line SUV purchasers aren't probably going to focus on such a quality. In the event that you are, we would recommend investigating the Mazda CX-90, which offers 3 columns of seats in addition to an additional bit of driving fun. At our test track, our all-wheel drive calligraphy test vehicle dealt with a 6.3-second hurried to 60 mph. That is somewhat more slow than a comparably prepared St. Nick Fe from the past age, yet at the same time in accordance with other medium-sized crossovers. Hyundai says the new Santa Fe will actually want to tow as much as 4,500 pounds. However, to open that greatest limit, you'll require the rough-looking XRT trim with the discretionary towing package. The EPA gauges that the front-wheel drive St. Nick Fe will return 20 mpg city and 29 mpg throughway. Adding all-wheel drive drops the expressway number to 28 mpg, and going with the more rough XRT model lessens efficiency evaluations to 19 mpg city and 26 mpg interstate. Whenever we've tried one, we'll refresh this space with the outcomes from our certifiable 75mm expressway driving test. For more data about the St. Nick Fe's mileage, visit the EPA's website. To keep with its outside plan subject areas of strength of square-shaped, the main thing round inside the guts of the new St. Nick Fe is the controlling haggle not many handles. The remainder of the space is exemplified by sensational square shapes. On the rough terrain prepared XRT trim, there's a conspicuous impact of boxes and toughness from the Land Wanderer Safeguards cockpit. The first column has various spots to store things. There's even sufficient space for the accessible double remote cell phone charger that can juice up 2 telephones in the mid-control area. A wide mouth go-through under that space can fit a handbag or rucksack, and large cubbies line the lower part of the entryway boards. Second and third column seats overlay level, and there's even an environment control handle to change central air for those sitting toward the back. The third line isn't generally so ample as the bigger Palisades. Nevertheless, it'll fit kids and more modest grown-ups fine and dandy. Hyundai says there's 14.6 cubic feet of room behind the third column while it's being used. During our portable bag testing, we fit 5 cases behind the third column, 16 cases with the third line put away, and 34 cases with the third and second columns collapsed. Covering the greater part, the dashboard are two 12.3-inch shows, one to act as a measure group and one as a touchscreen for infotainment. Notwithstanding the commitment to screens, actual handles for things like environment and sound volume have been held for convenience. A discretionary double remote cell phone charging cushion can repower 2 telephones immediately, yet there are additionally USB-C ports for wired charging. Remote Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard highlights, and the St. Nick Fe even offers an UVC sanitization compartment in the glove box for eliminating microorganisms from cell phones, wallets, and other little items. The St. Nick Fe accompanies a lot of standard driver help innovation, including versatile journey control and path-keeping help. For more data about the St. Nick Fe's accident test results, visit the Public Thruway Traffic Security Organization, NHTSA, and Protection Establishment for Interstate Wellbeing, IIHS websites. Since the Hyundai St. Nick Fe appeared at the turn of the 1,000 years, it has developed from a likewise ran smaller to a commendable fair-size SUV. However, it's never been especially paramount. That changes with the upgraded 2024 St. Nick Fe, which has been blessed to receive a total re-examine. This new St. Nick Fe is essentially different and, in our assessment, might have sent off as something else entirely to sell close by the organization's 3-column Palisade. With its blocky and slanted styling, the 2024 Hyundai Santa Claus Fe's look is a major takeoff from its ancestors, and for Hyundai generally speaking. The lighting has a H theme that is particular during the day or night. From the front, it seems to be a cutting-edge passage flex, had that model lived on. The back view isn't exactly as alluring, with the low-mounted taillights adding a great deal of abnormal visual weight above. In terms of size, the new St. Nick Fe is 1.8 inches longer than its ancestor, and there's considerably greater information inside. It's currently a 6 or 7 traveler 3-line SUV rather than a 5 traveler 2-column. True to form, inside styling has additionally been modernized, with new elements to additionally clean things up. We had the potential chance to drive the St. Nick Fe in Korea and left away with positive impressions of the 2 models that are bound for the US. The standard St. Nick Fe, which shows up in spring, is controlled by a turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-chamber, really great for 277 drive and 311 pound-feet of force. It's matched with an 8-speed double-grasp programmed transmission that drives the front wheels or every one of the 4. The St. Nick Fe mixture, which arrives later in the spring, includes a turbocharged 1.6-liter inline-4 coordinated with an air conditioner engine that produced 232 ponies and 271 pound-feet. It utilizes a 6-speed programmed and sends force to each of the 4 wheels. Either St. Nick Fe is adequately strong, however not what we'd consider amazing. The motors remain agreeably calm until you floor the pedal. At max speed, there's some coarse motor sounds, however that is really ordinary for an inline 4. The Korean spec vehicles we drove were tuned for interstate solace, capably streamlining what not many asphalt blemishes we could find and displaying a couple of remaining bounce back over some street undulations. We anticipate the US variants to get a somewhat firmer suspension tune. Dealing with is above and beyond for most drivers and feels very much settled while cornering. For additional bold kinds who could really wander rough terrain, a XRT model will wear 30-inch off-road tires and give an extra 1.5 creeps of ground clearance. There's not a lot to say regarding how the St. Nick Fe drives, and that is truly something beneficial for a 3-column SUV. Customers in this class normally aren't looking for energetic and exciting, more like solace and comfort. With that in mind, what's inside counts.